And good morning. Merry Christmas Eve from Scott, John, and Jason. So let's get right into this. It'd been nice to do just like a real quiet year of vote counts, but there's a lot of news this week. Let's start with something that's happening. You guys have been involved in, when you were in the legislature, criminal justice reform. I'm starting to see some media about further steps forward with criminal justice reform. Help us understand what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I sometimes feel like I'm a broken record on criminal justice reform because we keep saying that it's something that we need to do, that we should do, but we have a hard time moving forward in that way. Matter of fact, last legislative session, there were some 780 rollbacks going the wrong direction. I am excited to hear that there is at least an appetite to continue criminal justice reform. It will save us taxpayer money. It is a more humane way to deal with our citizens that need help with addiction, that need mental health services. It's the right thing to do, criminal justice reform. It's just one of the hardest things to accomplish in the Capitol because one little thing can set back everything.
All right, so there's a lot of history here we really don't have time to get into, but you guys were involved in the legislature on making things retroactive. So now the topic's starting to pop up in the media. What's the story?
Yeah, so here's the story. The story is that when you go to Walmart right now and try to get baby formula, you can't get it because it's behind lock and key and you have to get somebody because we have a rash of shoplifting going on in the state. I am absolutely for criminal justice reform. As a matter of fact, I'm going to file bills to protect victims of domestic violence last year and give them more authority and give them more leeway of what they can use to defend themselves. But that being said, if we are really serious about criminal justice reform, I'll believe people are serious when they start talking about funding our jails, funding our prison, funding our mental health, instead recognize the fact we shut down 6 years ago all of the mental health services and we haven't provided any money to counties to help take care of those issues. Criminal justice reform has to be done in a manner to keep it safe. I'm a criminal justice reform advocate, but I simply don't take you serious as a criminal justice reform advocate unless you are talking about what are we going to do, provide services for these individuals instead of incarcerate them.
So a lot of people have different ideas about what criminal justice reform means. Okay, last week there was an exchange. We talked about, Senator Thompson was talking about increases for state employees. You had something interesting to say, which, yeah, give me a tax cut. Here's an interesting thing. Just before we went in this week, Speaker McCall dealt his play for this coming session, which is big tax cuts.
I love it. I mean, not just big tax cuts. Let's talk about big tax dollars, which are your dollars, which are in the state coffers right now. Largest increases we've had in the history of the state. And oh, by the way, once again, we're above revenue estimates, which came out last month. You deserve more of your money. This Christmas season, if I could give you a present, that's what it would be. Now, the House is serious about that. And I will say, in addition to Speaker McCall's various tax cut proposals, the Senate has filed several and issued some press releases about them. So if we're serious about those things, citizens, you now have gotten press releases from both chambers. Let's go pass a tax cut, and we can still accomplish some of these other goals that we're talking about doing, because again, we have too much of your money right now.
Okay, the Speaker has put his card on the table. Your thoughts?
Well, look, if you want to ask me if I'm shocked that our supermajority wants to cut taxes in the upcoming session, I am not shocked. We've talked about cutting taxes for the last few sessions. We have a record amount of surplus, and I think that's a great thing. But let's be fiscally responsible with this. Let's give the citizens some of their money back, but let's do it in the form of a rebate because we don't know if we're going to have that record amount of money 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Let's give the money back in the form of a rebate. Let's be fiscally conservative when it comes to our budgets in Oklahoma, and let's move forward and fund government.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about what if. What if means. You got to stay with us, okay? Be right back.